Hello.
Hello.
I'm Michael.
I'm Daniel.
And
We're two tall gingers.
Welcome back to our channel.
Hello. How are you all?
Another week is here again.
Another week, or it's 2 weeks.
Actually, it's
I guess,
2 weeks. We missed
since
a
we
week.
last recorded.
Sorry.
Yeah. Hey, we never promised once a week.
We only said we would try.
Try for more often, but we never promised.
And here we are.
Here we are.
With another video.
Another video with booze for the boys.
Yes. Yes.
We wanted to tell you about our, first of all, our cups that we got for, 8 of them for $6.99
at TJ Maxx. Not sponsored, but that'd be lovely if we could.
So gay. Who knew?
A sale back in June for Pride Month.
Yeah.
But today's Booze with the Boys is a very special cocktail that we like to call the Dogwood.
We do like to call it that, because the Dogwood used to be just over there.
Yeah, so the Dogwood was, for many years, a local watering hole that became one of our favorite places.
Yeah, it was open 27 years, did they say? Something
like that. And January 14, 2023 was their last day in operation. They went out of business. For good and for ill.
Yeah, for ill for us, and permanently. So, but we had a drink that we really liked there called the Blood Orange Cosmos. So, with a little playing around,
we figured out how to make it.
Which isn't very hard.
Yes, it's not hard at all.
So you just take equal parts of the SKYY Blood Orange Vodka. Not sponsored, but that's the one. You gotta have that.
The SKYY vodka, yeah.
If you try it with regular vodka or like Absolute Mandarin or something, it ain't the same.
It's not the same.
You'll make a drink that might be fine, but it won't be the Dogwood without the
SKYY Blood Orange Vodka and triple sec.
Yeah, equal parts of that.
Orange juice.
And orange juice.
Palm juice.
And then half as much pomegranate juice.
And then you shake it in a shaker.
Full of ice.
Yeah, of course. And you dump it in your glass and you float champagne on top.
The rest is champers.
It's awesome. It's wonderful.
Here, dear.
Here's to the Dogwood.
Here's to the Dogwood. The dearly departed.
Happy memories.
But as we were talking about what we were going to talk about, which, as we may have said like several times before, if you have ideas, let us know. We're all ears.
It's a challenge, people.
It seems to be a challenge.
Because we live very boring dull lives.
Well, we kind of do.
There's just nothing going on that we can just sit down and talk about.
It's not like we have to fill you in on our recent trip to Bali.
No.
We haven't taken a recent trip to anywhere except today we went to the grocery store. Woo, heckin' woo.
That was our big excitement for the long weekend.
It's Monday. Happy President's Day, everyone.
Whatever that's worth.
Or happy Washington's birthday if you live in Illinois. I know Lincoln's birthday is a separate holiday that comes later.
Yes.
The land of Lincoln, not just Nebraska. So thinking about the Dogwood and its closure got us to thinking about other places that are closed or have closed or are closing sometime in the next little while or closed sometime recently, and particularly gay places in and around Boston, and maybe in and around other cities. Let us know if this is happening in your city too. But a lot of what's driving this seems to be real estate costs and people wanting to retire, not necessarily that people don't go there. Dogwood didn't close because it didn't have any customers.
It was a very successful place.
Just like, for those of you who are gay in Boston, remember Paradise over in Cambridge, right by MIT. That didn't close because nobody went there. That closed because the guy who owned it was tired of owning a gay bar, to be honest, and was way up in his 60s somewhere. And Novartis offered him a big lot of money. Just like at Dogwood, the guy who owned it was apparently older, and the place next door offered him a lot of money.
Yeah.
So he was like, okay, I'm ready to retire.
Right.
If you're going to give me that much money.
No regard to those of us who patronize the place.
Yeah, see, so that's
or their employees. It took the employees by surprise as well.
So, one wonders, that's a sort of maybe subsidiary topic, but what is the responsibility of a person who runs a place that's sort of a local institution? But they, whoever they are, they get to be old eventually, and they don't want to run it anymore. What's their obligation? Are they supposed to try to sell it to their employees?
Well, yeah, that's what I was going to say. My personal feeling is, at least in the case of the Dogwood, because it is such a neighborhood institution here in Jamaica Plain.
It really is.
With tons of support, tons of love.
Seems like.
I would have liked to have seen the owner let his employees buy him out.
That would have been nice.
Keep it running.
That would have been nice. But I wonder
well, it's such an integral part of JP.
It certainly seems to be.
And it's just we have so many nice memories there and so forth and so on, that it would have been nice if that would have been an option for keeping it running.
I wonder if he would have got a lot less money, though. He probably would have got less.
Maybe so, but...
That's the question, is what is it all about most?
Yes.
If you put 27 years of your life into a place...
Is it about community? Is
it about your business and you're just ready to go?
It's just the bottom line, cut and dry sort of thing.
I mean, I don't know if anybody can be faulted for wanting their business to be about the money part.
No. But also the thing is, how much money has this individual made over the years?
I don't know.
With a very successful business.
Yeah, I don't know. That's a good question. Who knows whether what the rents were like, or
that's true.
How food costs, pay your employees. I don't know. Yeah. I've always wondered about in a retail restaurant type establishment, how many tables a day on average do you need to turn to make budget? I don't know what the answer to that question is. I never studied hospitality or anything like that, but that's probably an equation that somebody knows.
Yes. But this whole process of the gentrification and so forth is not just unique to regular neighborhoods. This is also affecting the gay community all across the country in a big way. Because we're seeing a great demise of the gay ghettos, the gay-borhoods.
The gay-borhood.
Which are dwindling. And they're not what they used to be. You're seeing a lot more heterosexualization of these areas. We're losing our ground, I feel like. We're losing our ground, we're losing our neighborhoods.
In a way, but a different way to think about it is that we're losing them because people can go live wherever they want now. And much
we're more
readily.
Accepted in society.
People are more accepted and don't feel as much need to stick to only the gay-borhood.
Right.
Or feel like they'll get attacked by the vicious non-gays.
Right.
Which really was a worry at some time. But Boston South End is nothing like it used to be, and I think it's a trend all around for gays to move to a place that's kind of run down and dumpy, make it fabulous, and then they can't afford it anymore.
Exactly.
That's sort of the way P-Town is a little bit. Not that it was ever really run down and dumpy, but...
And for those of you who don't know what that is, it's Provincetown down on Cape Cod.
The tip of Cape Cod, the very tip, just the tip. And that's for years now, since about the 20s or 30s. It was a big artists' colony for a long time, but it's been sort of a haven for LGBT folks for quite some time now, and it's going to be that many people are, if they didn't own part-time housing there already, you're sort of priced out now. Yes. Because there is limited stock of it, and the demand has gone so through the roof, especially post-COVID. Yeah. Now, I don't know during this sort of, we're not post-COVID, but during this period where COVID is more normalized, I don't know if the property values have stabilized a little bit out there. They seem like maybe they have in Boston a little bit.
Yeah.
But the fact remains that for any number of places in and around this area, and many others I know, like certainly in Hell's Kitchen in New York, it was called Hell's Kitchen for a reason, but now that's a desirable area.
Yeah.
And so, as the real estate market prices more and more places out, as more and more of the people who own iconic gay spots get to be older and get to be not wanting to do it anymore, I wonder if our community is thinking enough about, in a overarching concrete way, about retaining those spaces.
Yes. Well, even the most famous gay ghetto in the country, the Castro in San Francisco, is not what it used to be
Yeah.
back in the heyday of the 60s and 70s and even the 80s. It's not what it once was. It's still very gay, but it's also very heterosexualized as well.
Yeah.
So, I mean, if that's not even safe, then ain't nowhere safe.
Ain't nowhere safe, girl.
I mean, Boys Town in Chicago is the same way.
They're trying to rename it, or they did rename it,
Yes,
right?
for
what?
the
Lakewood
I
or
don't know
something?
what they came up with, but it has to do with all the trans issues, and then the Boys Town is not inclusive enough, and so on and so forth. We're not here to debate that issue.
We could, but we're not choosing
we
to.
have
Just at the
our
moment.
views on it, but no, even Boys Town. I will always call it Boys Town. Thank you so much.
Yes, me too.
Is getting the same way.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
And so, is it good? Is it bad? Is it
I don't know.
neither?
Right, it's different, right? So
Yeah.
like we're in an interesting age, right? That we sort of bridge the time when the gay bar was the thing.
Yes.
And this other time when the apps are the thing.
Have taken over. Yeah.
Right? And so for people under 30, I'm gonna guess that like the notion that there's not a gay bar
Is not
in
an
the
issue.
South End doesn't really bother
Right.
them much.
And the fact that places are closing left and right.
Also
that big a deal.
doesn't bother them much
Right.
because they've got their friends who are open, accepting all across the spectrum, and they can just go to wherever
Anywhere they want.
bar they want in Boston and hang out with their friends. And if one of their friends wants to wear a dress, go for it. In Boston,
It's
at least,
perfectly
nobody
fine.
thinks that's weird.
No.
Now, I know we live in this little bubble, however, and that there's plenty of places in the U.S. where that isn't
Isn't
still
the
okay.
case. But in those places, you can't even have a gay bar.
Well, yeah.
You know.
So it's interesting also sort of showing the strange fracture of the country that, we can have a country that has, places like the Castro or places like some of the bars in New York City or Boston or Chicago where there's, obviously you can sort of go to that bar wearing whatever the heck you want.
Right.
Leather, a harness,
Jock
a dress,
strap,
jock
whatever.
strap. And if, try that in any bar, I'm going to guess, in Alabama, Mississippi, you're liable to get shot. I would think.
Exactly. Yes.
And
Even
so-
in 2023.
Yeah, so it's an interesting country, as we all know, an interesting time to be here and think about all the ways that our gay community is challenged.
Yes. And how we can preserve our gay culture in the light of all of the gentrification of our gay borhoods
Right.
and the closure of our bars and our bathhouses and our clubs and the whatever
Right.
have you.
Right. Because, we made great strides, even in our lifetime,
Yes.
in terms of overall acceptance.
Yeah,
And
we've seen marriage
Obergefell
equality
and all
and-
that. And, marriage equality, though, who knows how long it's staying around. But
Congress already ensured that it would stick around.
anyway, yeah, marriage equality is super important, and we've seen it come along in our time. But, it's an interesting question of now that we're a little more included in the overall scope of society,
Right.
what does that mean for our little worlds that we built before?
Exactly.
And, who knows? We'll see what happens. I see a trend amongst the young-ish folks that they're much more interested in sort of openness, and I won't say kink, but like dressing to impress in ways that people in their currently...
We never would.
Yeah. When I was in my 20s,
No.
there's no way that, like, so many people under 30 seem to own a harness. Like, I didn't know what a harness was, I don't think, when I was 35. So that's encouraging in
Yes.
its way. We just to make sure there's safe communities for those people to show up to and
Yes.
and
exactly.
interact with. We were just at a
Exactly.
beer bust yesterday for
Mhm.
for the Fascination group here
The
in
leather
Boston.
kink community in
which was
Boston.
Awesome and fun.
It's always a lot of fun.
We thank them so
Very
much.
nice. Yes.
But we have an event Monday nights, first Monday, and then usually about the second or third Sunday there's an event, and they're always busy.
Yes, they're
So
packed.
there's a demand and an interest to have
There
that
is.
more. But why doesn't it happen more? Because bar owners probably don't want to do that.
Yes, and this is also a pretty new phenomenon.
Yes.
This even a year ago or 2 years, 3 years ago, you wouldn't have seen that in Boston, probably.
Fascination has been around a while.
Around, yeah.
There just needed to be a long break due to COVID. I mean, you can't really have a big gay party event in.
No, with a pandemic going on.
Yeah. Now you might have seen a weird change in the brightness just there. I don't know if you did or not.
There was some kind of autocorrect.
Yeah, you know what's interesting is we probably shouldn't film at dusk. Should probably either film in broad daylight
shouldn't
or in
film
dark.
at night at all. Just film in
the daytime.
In the daytime, but we had our.
We had other things to do. We went to the store. I laid down.
He had a nap. He had a nap.
We had breakfast out, brunch.
And then, of course, we were debating what to talk about.
So what to talk about was really the reason we didn't record earlier. Yeah.
But anyway.
It takes so much time, Daddy.
But I think, just like with making this drink, and it's our way of preserving a little piece of our neighborhood watering hole, which was not gay, but it was a fun place to go, a really great place to go. Amazing staff, lovely people. We figured out how to make our favorite drink, and we'll have this forever. And it's our way of preserving the dogwood. And I guess the point is with gay culture, we have to figure out ways to do that, to preserve our gay culture. If the gay-borhoods are disappearing, I don't know what to do, but we have to figure out ways to keep the feel of the gay ghettos, the gay only spaces.
Keep the vibrancy alive.
Yes, we have.
And not every place is going to have like a Tom of Finland museum like LA.
No,
that's a sort of cultural touchstone sort of a place.
Right.
Or certain places in the Castro can be, but Boston doesn't really have like a sort of.
There's no gay-borhood anymore.
Not really anymore.
The South End used to be.
Oh, for sure, yeah.
But
I guess Club Cafe is our culture.
And there are still, I work in the South End, there are a lot of gay men.
There's plenty of gays, but there's also
roaming around, but
plenty of gays in Somerville and in
all over the name. JP.
Yeah.
Here we are.
Look at us. We're here. Hello.
We're here.
So it's interesting to think about all these sorts of topics in terms of our age and the sort of societal progression of gayness and wokeness and all of this other different stuff. And who gets to decide what? Big news in Boston this week is that I don't remember the name of the organization now. Should have really prepared.
Well, it just came
There's going to be a Pride Parade this year for the first time in a long time.
Yes, we didn't have one last year because they got their shit together.
That's a very short summary of why there wasn't a Pride Parade last year.
I keep it simple.
But that's sort of the idea. But a new organization that isn't Boston Pride, I think it's called something like Boston Pride for the People. Is putting together a parade and festival. Sounds like it would be similar to what used to go on in terms of timing and sort of overall structure of it. There will be a parade that ends at City Hall and so forth. But they're aiming to be obviously much more inclusive of all sorts of different communities and sub-communities within our larger community, because that's what got the Boston Pride people in trouble. There was a feeling that was for basically white gay men.
Yes, and it was those sub-communities that made Pride possible here last year.
Right. Exactly.
So
the event that there was on the Common, which was kind of cool.
It was. I liked it.
Pretty neat. It was a bunch of booths and people just hanging out.
It was the leather kink community.
Yeah.
And the trans community.
Oh yeah, the trans folks definitely showed up.
And the non-binary community and so on and so forth. It was those folks that made Boston Pride possible last year. And so, yes, they damn well better be recognized by this organization this year.
Exactly.
No, that's exciting news. I hadn't heard that.
I wondered if you had.
I
So
hadn't.
it's that's a good
So
thing
if
to
you're
know.
in the area, come June, stop by.
June
Find out
10th,
what it is.
or whatever it is. Second Saturday of June. June 10th, I think, sticks in my head, but don't quote me on it. Don't look at your calendar.
There's time. There's time.
Boston Pride is always the second Sunday of June, and it's only the third Monday of February right now.
Exactly.
So you got plenty of time.
But definitely, hey, come on by.
Mm-hmm.
We might be there.
You never know.
You never know.
And of course, it's a big week. It's Shrove Tuesday.
I mean, this week.
Yeah,
The week we're in.
This week,
not Pride week.
Not Pride week. This week it's
Yes,
Shrove Tuesday.
Lent starts Wednesday.
Ash Wednesday.
Everyone,
You're going to get your ashes.
Everyone who observes have a holy Lent.
Yes.
Um,
Yes, I'll be eating only fish. No, that's not.
well, you're not Catholic.
I'm not. I'm a devout Protestant who doesn't really do any of these food changes at Lent. Now, here's a question. Are you in the tradition of giving things up for Lent?
I know. So what I normally will do is in the past, I've used Lent as a time of self-improvement. So instead of like giving up candy or giving up whatever, I use it as a time to sort of self-focus and reorganize my life, restructure, maybe focus on things that I need to improve on, that sort of thing.
So what are you thinking your Lent will be like this year in 2023?
Lord, girl, I have no idea.
Girl, it's coming soon. Y'all better think about it.
We just started getting back to church, so
I know that.
I mean,
but you don't have to be churchy to do all those things you just said.
No,
that didn't make it do with church.
It's true. But if you're going to do it in the spirit of Lent,
well,
I suppose it helps. But
I suppose it helps.
No, I haven't really. I have 40 days. I have time to think about it.
No, you don't, girl. If you're going to start, you have to start at the beginning.
I know. This is Monday.
Begin at the beginning.
Starts on Wednesday, but you know, I don't have to know on Wednesday what I'm going to do.
Of course you don't. You'll just be penalized for not doing it.
If you're not religious, it's fine. I mean, it's almost spring, people. That's happy.
It certainly felt like it today here in Boston.
It was 60 degrees today.
Yeah.
And we even had about 3 days in a row last week that were in the 60s, and then it went back down to the 30s like Friday night. And now we're back. It's yo-yoing.
Yo-yo.
This time of year.
False spring.
I love this time of year because I know that winter's almost over, but at the same time, this yo-yo bullshit, I hate it because you never know what to wear.
Yep.
Most of the time, the coat I'm wearing is way too heavy.
Right. It's either too heavy or too
light, and I'm freezing my balls off.
Yeah.
Or I'm sweating them off. Either one.
Right. Or how about when I walk from the subway to my place of work, which is kind of a longish walk, and so this time of year is also bad for me because then I'm here in the house. It's not far to the subway, so I don't have to wear that much, like, heavy. But it might be super windy on my walk, and it might be really... So then I have on all layers in the morning, but then come the evening, it's still a little warmish, and then I gotta, like, carry the coat, and I don't... It's a... Yeah.
I know.
Annoying. So, you know, the vagaries of life. But the good thing about it is that it is getting warmer. The days are getting longer.
There's still
on both ends.
There's still a little bit of daylight.
Hey, it's longer on both ends, honey. Oops. What does that even mean?
They don't know, and neither do you. But anyway, I won't try to interpret for you. It's okay.
We're going to cut this little piece.
Yeah, sure we are.
Great.
Anywho.
So, here we are, coming towards the end of another video. We will put the recipe for the dogwood.
Absolutely.
Mine had a hole.
We'll refill.
Okay. Daddy will fill my hole. Oh.
Anyway, but let us know what you think about the demise, if you want to call it that, of, I won't say gay culture because it's pretty vibrant, but of the gay ghettos, the gay neighborhoods.
Gay neighborhoods, gay sort of.
Are you concerned by it? Are you not fussed by it? Do you just accept it as part of our broader
growth and
acceptance
transformation
in
as a
society,
community?
which is a good thing? It's a double-edged sword.
It's a double-edged sword.
You know, we've come to be accepted in society, but at the same time has brought, I would say, a negative aspect with it.
Mm.
Because
there's goods and bads.
I feel there's a need for the gay-borhood. I don't know that is a wide shared.
Then you got to move to Boys Town or WeHo or the Castro, girl. I guess.
I mean, with any luck, maybe.
With any luck,
maybe that will happen. But anyway, let us know what you think about the subject. These were just our brief thoughts on it.
Indeed. We are liking the fact that there's more viewers of our videos, and we're picking up a few subscribers.
Yes, we are picking up subscribers.
The community is growing, Queens. Thank you all who've logged in and signed up.
Thank you for all those who have subscribed, for those who have viewed us.
And if you haven't subscribed yet, what's the matter?
Please click subscribe.
Am I pointing to the right corner? I don't know. Please click subscribe.
Just click subscribe. Click the notification bell.
Punch that bell.
Let's see. Share and like. Click the like button.
Click the like button. Tell your friends about us. We're going to try to put out there. We got an Instagram. We're Two Tall Gingers on Instagram.
And we can link that below, maybe.
And we're thinking about making a Twitter if we find that we can keep up with our Instagram. Because, I don't know. How many social media... Here's another thing to comment on. How many different social media channels do you have? Because just on Insta, I now have the one for the two of us, my regular one, my sort of naughty one. And so, like, that's 3 things just on Insta.
And we can't keep up with YouTube.
Girl.
So, I mean, let's not be too ambitious.
We could start an Insta, I guess, but, like, start a Twitter, I guess, but, like, I don't know, maybe Elon Musk is going to run it into the ground before we need to bother.
Just hush. But we should probably try to keep up with YouTube.
Yeah,
and see how that goes.
Let's see how we do with keeping up with YouTube and Insta. That's 2.
Yes. Don't flip off the audience.
I'm not flipping anybody off. I'm showing 2.
Oh, okay. All right.
The number 2.
All right.
It's not my middle.
I'm just making sure.
This one's the... Never mind.
Anyway, thanks so much for tuning in.
We're glad to see you, and we'll see you next time.
Remember to subscribe, share, click that notification bell, and we will see you hopefully next week.
Indeed.
Take care.
Toodaloodle.
Bye.